Welcome to Dave's Cooking Show, and for you today, we're continuing our Christmas spectacular with an apple spice cake with a cream cheese icing. All right, as you can see, I got a pot on the stove, and the first thing we want to do is melt up a half a stick of butter or 1/4 cup of butter, and you just want to melt that up. Okay, and then you want to add 3 Granny Smith apples that you've peeled and chopped up into roughly 1-inch pieces. And this is the part where I can't stand baking recipes, because they don't tell me whether the apples should be the single kind or the ones you get in bag, because both of them are 2 completely different sizes. But anyway, so I went with the ones in the produce section. Then you want to add the juice of a half a lemon and 1 cup of apple cider, and then you want to basically keep this on a medium heat, stirring it occasionally, and basically you just want to go till the apples are soft and mushy. So I think it took me about 5 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes before they were the consistency I liked. Maybe it was closer to 15. Just eyeball it. You'll see what I mean in a minute here. Oh, this is optional. I didn't do it, but if you want, you could add a shot of bourbon to this too. Okay, as you can see, we've got our handy dandy food processor ready to go. And now you can see here how the apples have kind of changed and gotten all mushy. Well, you want to put them right into the food processor. And then you just want to puree this until it almost resembles applesauce. So you want a nice little puree. Don't worry if you think it's too thin. Trust me, as this cools, it 1 will thicken up. But 2, don't worry, the baking process will take care of it. Okay, now let's work on the dry ingredients. What do I have there to start with is 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a teaspoon of baking soda, about a half a teaspoon or a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a third of a, or 3/4 of a cup of white sugar, 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and then you just want to turn your mixer on and just mix until everything is all well incorporated. And now it's time to add 1 egg to the mix. And then you want to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now we want to add our applesauce, which you can see is kind of already starting to thicken up. And again, you want to grab a little spatula and scrape all the little stubborn bits out. Okay, now just mix this together until a nice, loose batter forms. Trust me, if you think it's too thin, it's not. Once the batter is mixed together and looking a little something like that, you want to grab about a half a cup of golden raisins and put them in the batter, and then just give this a couple of spins of the old paddle to get the grapes mixed into the batter. And we're just about ready to pour it in a baking sheet. But this is about the consistency of what the batter should look like. And in a baking dish that we've sprayed with non-stick cooking spray, you want to pour this batter in and then put it in an oven that's been heated to 350 degrees for 60 to 70 minutes. That's how long it took me. Again, baking times do vary region to region, but it took me about 60 to 70 minutes. Just after at least no less than 45 minutes, start doing the knife test. The knife test is stick it in the middle. If the knife comes out clean, your cake is done. If it comes out with shit on it, leave it in there. So it took me about 60 to 70 minutes to finish this. All right, while this is baking, let's make the frosting. All right, while the cake is baking, let's say we get started on the frosting. What I have in the bowl to start with is 8 ounces of cream cheese. To that, you want to add 1 cup of powdered sugar. And then you want to add 1 whole stick of butter. Yeah, it's frosting. It isn't healthy for you. It's not supposed to be healthy. It's supposed to taste delicious. Okay, then you want to add the juice of half a lemon. And then you want to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Grab a hand mixer and mix everything together until, well, everything is well mixed together. And you have a cohesive frosting. Okie dokie. Now that the cake is cooled for 10 minutes, and I would also advise letting your cake cool completely, you want to start cutting the cake in half. Okay, you see we've got our 2 lovely cake halves. And now you want to start by adding a layer of frosting to each of the halves. Now that we have the layer in the middle done, frost the hell out of the top of said cake. And that's it. So that's an apple spice cake. Done.